Well, this hunt takes place in early October. Cole started getting some daylight pictures of a few good bucks, and he was nice enough to let me go take a crack at them.
Alright, well, it's October 13th. It's 73 degrees. I'm doing an evening hunt. I'm self-filming. Seems like anytime me and Minnick are able to hunt, our schedules never line up, so he's having to work late tonight, so I decided to slip in here on one of Cole's farm. He's got pictures of a pretty good buck in here this morning. It's got a split G3, and he's got some trash and stuff on his bases around his brows, so there's a couple other good bucks in here that he said to shoot too, like a big 8, but this is the main buck. I think in the past 8 days he's got 4 or 5 pictures of him, so, but that's just a little bit west of here, so I'm kind of sitting on a tree line, hopefully that he can, maybe comes up this. I've got beans on each side, so it's beautiful. Got a creek behind me and stuff. Got some thick stuff out in front of me, so him and TC, I believe, are going after some does, trying to put some meat in the freezer, so be the last warm day I think we're going to have for a little while. At the end of this week, it gets, temperatures really start to drop, so we're ready for it. We got a full moon coming in about a week and a half, so we're excited for it. It's starting to get good. Well, hopefully it gets good. We're in the mood. We just hope the deer are.
Well, I went in that evening, I seen about 10 does, and the only buck that showed up was for sure a shooter. Well, he came out about 200 yards and fed all the way up to 60 yards and never closed that gap right there. So I just waited and backed out because I knew that I would get another crack at this deer.
All right, well, we did see him. I did see him. He got to about 60 yards. He's kind of behind this branch. And then he turned and he went downwind of them does and kind of slip curl him and then pushed him out. So it wasn't close enough, but we got close. I think that he's definitely killable. That won't be the first time we see that deer, especially in daylight. But almost, man, almost.
Well, luckily enough, the next time I had a west wind, it was 6 days later. Austin was free, so I had him grab the camera and we went in together.
Well, it's October 16th. This is the spot where I had the encounter with that buck that Cole is gonna let me kill. He came out up down here and fed to 60 yards, but I just couldn't get him any closer to that. Unfortunately, I ran out of daylight, so I was self-filming that day because Minnick had to work, but luckily I've got him back, so he's the one behind the camera right now. We had a cold front come in. A lot of people today I've seen on social media has been killing some bucks, so we're hoping that some of us at the TWO Pro staff can get on the board. Wyatt's on about 500 yards from here on the same He's in Iowa, and Mike and Holly are currently out right now, so covering them a few states and stuff. We got a lot of people out. Like I said, it's a little windy, but it's chill. I think it's a high of like 62 right now or something. It's supposed to get to about 56 or something this evening, so we're gonna pray that tonight's the night. Like I said, he just came out here. Cole got a picture of him this morning. And he did the exact same thing he did that one day. He's got a camera on the other side of the farm, moving back into bed, so hopefully he does that again and he comes out here and checks some does or something. So we'll just wait it out and see. We had this broken up buck right in here behind us. I seen a pretty decent buck coming in, and by the time I got the binoculars up and stuff, I couldn't tell. He looked like he might have been a shooter. He was real tall. He wasn't real wide though, but he said he was really tall. And about the time he got in here, he turned behind him, and I couldn't see what was behind him. And all of a sudden, he just took off running to it. All of a sudden, we hear two bucks fighting on October 16th. They fought for probably 30 seconds, 45 seconds.
They were fighting hard.
It wasn't like tickling and sparring. Next thing you know, this 8-pointer comes up right here at the base of the tree, pretty much 15 yards. So I'm assuming he won that little fight. I wish he wouldn't have, because I didn't get to look at that other buck as good as I wanted to.
He had a good frame and he was tall, but he looked young.
Yeah, I'm hoping he was young, so we would have found out and made our decision at that time. That was crazy. That's 3 bucks right there. Maybe you didn't see the one right here after. So.
As soon as they started fighting, that young buck ran right in here, that spike.
Yeah, and then we had a spike right here, I guess. So
That was
don't forget
awesome.
about him.
Yeah, that was awesome, dude. Early movement, too. It's like right at 5 o'clock.
It's crazy for October 16th. That's what happens. We get a good cold run in here. We'll take it. We've got a lot of daylight left. Hopefully he shows. We haven't even had any does on the build yet. So.
That was awesome.
Well, we weren't in the stand very long, and we had already seen 4 to 5 bucks, so we knew we was in for a good night. Well, right about 5 o'clock, Cole texted us into the group, and he said that he had a shooter come to the field on one of his reel cameras, and about the time we looked up, there he steps out.
That's a shooter, dude. That's a nice buck. He's a 10-pointer, Jake. That's a shooter. That's a stud. That's a stud. Yeah, he does. Give him a little grunt. Give him a little grunt. Back behind us. That's a stud, Jake. Okay, do it now. He's walking away. Now I'm gonna pick your head up, so do it one more time before he gets out of focus. Yeah, whoa. You heard it? He's looking. That's a stud. That's a stud.
Well, the buck came out, and he was about 200 yards. I hit him with a couple grunts, and he wasn't interested, and he slowly fed off, and then it was about 30 minutes later when the buck that I encountered 6 days before the bigger one, he had stepped out.
That's a stud. That's him, Jake. Yeah, it is.
Well, we had 2 mature bucks in the field that was both working our way, so the plan at this point in time was to kill whichever one got to me first.
They're both right here, 2 shooters right here.
Well, both bucks finally worked up to us. The bigger buck stopped and was working over a scrape, and the other one was in bow range and he was almost downwind from us, so I knew it was either kill this one or don't kill any of them, so I decided which one I was going to shoot.
Wait. I said,
Big one.
I said, wait, I told you he was right there.
It's all right, he's big.
Yeah, that's his toad, too.
Oh, he's going down right there.
Yes. He's gonna die right there, Jake. No way. No way, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Is it pickle?
He just went down.
I'm not gonna put. Yeah. Talk about pickle.
I want to thank you for letting me come hunt this farm. I wanted to call you. I'm McCall Wiley.
That's awesome, dude.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, he died right here in the creek. This is crazy, unbelievable.
It was awesome. Best hunt of my life.
Yeah, picture of that after this. That's what you want to see on an arrow, straight red blood.
Yeah.
He ran here. He's just right down here. Watched him go down, but I just wanted to see if you could see any blood. Yep.
Oh yeah, it's painted through.
Let me get up. Let me go down here a little bit. Well, this hunt wouldn't have came together if it wasn't for Cole McBee. About 2 months ago, my cameras kind of went dry about the time the deer lost velvet. Cole's getting tons of daylight pictures of bucks, mature bucks, so he said, you know what, I've got all these bucks, how about you go try to kill one of these? And that was the plan, and that's exactly what happened. All right, well, we had Wyatt and stuff come over here. He was hunting about 500 yards stuff from us. This is actually my first buck I've ever killed with a bow, and I've passed a lot of good deer over the years, but tonight I decided this one's happy. I'm be happy enough with them, so I want to thank Austin for filming me and thank Cole for letting me hunt this farm. This is one of his farms, and it was kind of a little bit of a deal up there in the stand. We had another buck came in. We always had two shooters in front of us. I was going to originally wait for him, but this buck was getting downwind from us, and he was about to the trail that we walked in on, and I knew if he got to it, it just wouldn't happen on either one of the deer because the other buck still had to come another 60 yards. So I made the decision kind of at the last second. I told Austin, I said, I'm going to kill this one. He didn't really have the best angle and stuff on him. That was kind of my bad, obviously not being able to kind of communicate with everything in the heat of the moment, but we're hoping we got good enough footage for you. We got a lot of pre-roll and stuff for him, so this is him. Like I said, I cannot be happier with a deer like this. It's a stud of a Missouri deer. It's plenty early in the year. There's going to be a lot of deer dying from all the guys in the next few weeks, so stay tuned, stay on our journey. There's a lot of stuff to do. We're going to put him in the back of the truck. We're going to take him back to Cole's and continue with our season. If you guys get a chance, these are some of our new hats. Go to the website. You can check them out, buy some, hopefully in the next few weeks or something, and we'll have some more merchandise stuff coming. But if you do it, film your hunts, use our hat, use some Swamp Buck, anything that we're sponsored by, film it, send it to us. We'll put you out on the Facebook page, give you a little shout out, show everybody your hunts. Good luck and happy hunting to all you guys.